Here's a tutorial on how to use Premiere Rush. We're going to go through 3 things: importing video, doing a title page with your name on it, very important, and recording sounds. If you haven't installed Premiere Rush yet, check out the previous video, which goes through how to download that software. You get it for free as a student until the end of year 12. Now, let's get started. First thing you need to do is you need to go into your Google Classroom. You should have a link there with your choice of the 4 videos. You will need to download the one that you have chosen because that's the one you're going to design a soundtrack on. So right click, download is how you get it. It usually goes into your download folder. Once you've done that, open up Adobe Premiere Rush. All right, so Premiere Rush is a video editing software, but it lets us put sounds in there as well. So here we go. Click on create a new project, and then you will need to find the video that you've downloaded. It's probably in the downloads folder. There it is. Otherwise, if you dragged it into your desktop, or it might be in a different location, look for it. But yes, that's the one we're going to use. So select that, name your project, put your name in the project name, Mr. Sherm, and your class. It makes it much easier. And this is Airships. Create. All right, so this is our workspace. This is called the workspace. It's where you will be able to do edits. We've looked at how to import the video. Second thing we want to do is do a title page. That is simply because we need your name on your work so that we know it's yours. To do that, on the top you'll see 2 sorts of menus. This one is to import new things into the workspace. This one is to create new things in the workspace. So go to the top one, add graphic, and here you'll be able to put a title down. I'd suggest using the title, or any of those templates work, and all you need to do is drag it into this timeline. If you put it in the video timeline, it's going to show by itself, but you can drag it on top and it's going to overlap or overlay. Yeah, so this is fine. What you need to do to change the text is to make sure this object is selected. If you select the video, the computer will think you're working on the video rather than on the text. So click on the text, you'll be able to select the title. Name your video a creative name that you choose. So yes, I called it Airships, but it could be landing day. And make sure you've got your name and your class. So that we know it's your work. You can do some of the other things that if you want to change font and all that, you can do that. It's up to you. Okay, so we know how to do a title page now. Good. Tick. Next, we're going to learn how to record sounds. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Now, on the left toolbar, there's a couple of buttons. This one, expand audio, is the one you want to click on. Sorry, the one at the bottom. Control tracks, that's the one you want to click on. Yeah, this when you click on this button, extra lines come out, and these are your audio tracks. These are the places where you can put audio. The top ones are the video or the visual tracks, the bottom are the audio. You can see the microphone here. So click on the mic and it's ready to record. We'll go from the start. Once you click on the red button, you'll hear a countdown. And then as the video plays, it's going to be recording the sound as we speak. So let's be creative. All right, now here is the sound that we've recorded. Let's have a listen. It plays, it's going to be recording the sound as we speak. So let's be creative. You can zoom in. There are controls to zoom in. You can check out the shortcuts up here, but you can, these are the shortcuts to do zoom and all that. You can look them up in your own time, but I'm just going to go through the common functions. There's a lot of junk here that we don't need. That's where the useful sound starts. So S is for snip. It's for cutting that so that you can delete the old one. Another way of doing that is just to drag the bit that you don't need and to cut it this way. That's another way of doing it. Yep. So there we go. Cool. And if you want to change the volume, that's where the audio buttons here are useful. It might be useful to turn off auto volume, but you can try these different effects or to see what works for you. Really, volume is the most important, and I would turn off auto volume because that tends to do funny things with the audio. Once you've got that, you can actually duplicate things, and if you want to, you know, do a couple of layers and so on. All right, now for a quick ad break. When you're doing sound design, you do need to be very curious. Gotta plug my merch. You gotta be very curious. So think about sounds that you might be able to produce with your voice. Here's the quick ad break. You might not know, but Nancy Cartwright is the Simpsons voice actor.
Your attention, please. Your attention, please. I have an announcement to make. I'm bored.
Ha ha! You think you're bored? What about all those poor suckers out there in the audience?
Ah, yeah. They just keep praying that their category is next. Well, as long as they are praying, and while we're at it, I get to anoint their feet.
You keep your hands off me, you little twink, or I'll call the cops.
All right, I'm just gonna pause it there. You get the idea. You can do a lot with your voice. Find out what sound effects you can make. Find out what sort of voice acting sounds or voices you can do, and that can add to how successful your soundtrack is. If there are different characters, put different voices on. Also, look for common objects you've got around you. I've just got a ruler, but I actually found out there's a resonant point which makes a certain sound, almost like a triangle when you play it, where it resonates and it creates like a low rumble. You might just have this kind of stuff lying around which makes sound. You might have, you know, different materials, even cardboard, where you can make sound effects. I would suggest going to your kitchen pantry. If you've got a garage, there's often things where you can make all sorts of different sound effects. So do look into that. You might want to go research and read up on different ideas. Often there's a lot of videos on YouTube where it might give you ideas on how to create certain sound effects, whether it's wind or rain. Having even a cup of water allows you to do a lot of those sounds as well. So consider how you can add sound effects, but really your best tool is your voice. You can do the all sorts of different things. If you haven't checked out my example with the Mickey Mouse clip, do look at that because that's a complete playthrough of the entire project. We'll show you how to do the project from start to finish. Okay, so I hope that explains how to do that. By the way, one more thing, you can do multiple tracks. So my suggestion is have one track for background sounds. You might have one for Foley, for the sound effects of actions that you want exaggerated. You want to draw the audience attention to. You might have another track for the background music, the underscore, or for the voice, the character voices, and so on. So make sure you use the different tracks. But I hope you have a bit of fun with this. Do well. Looking forward to seeing some of these videos. I want to go through one more thing. When you're done, all you need to do is click on share, rename that file, and export it by clicking on the export button on the bottom corner. So that's all you need to do once it's done, but I do look forward to seeing some of your projects. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll catch you next video.